Hello, everybody. How are you doing? This is Aaron Marshall, and I wanted to give everybody online the presentation that I give to the lucky participants who are able to meet with me one on one and get the 20 to 30 minute spiel about why we're doing what we're doing as we're moving our family to Utah in now less than 2 weeks. And so here is the temple in the Mormon Temple in Temple Square when Brigham Young led the Mormon people into over the Wasatch Mountains into the valley here, and said this is the place that, according to him, that God told him to build everything, to set down, to set foot in the area. They built this beautiful temple, and you can go to the temple. You can't go inside the temple, and maybe we can talk about that in future videos, unless you have temple recommends, which means that you are a Mormon in good standing, or Latter-day Saint in good standing. So you can't go in there just as a Gentile, which they would call anybody who's non-Mormon, non-LDS. You can't go in there, but it's beautiful, and so 2 weeks we will be headed out that way so that we can begin our ministry out there in Utah. And so what I wanted to do was to give everybody, or let you see the reasons why we're doing what we're doing, tell you a little bit about what we're going to be doing, and then humbly ask if maybe some people out there might be interested in supporting us in what we are going to do. So you see here the lovely and talented Kinza Kirkman designed these slides for us. So if you need any incredible graphics work, Kinza Kirkman, who was on staff with us here at Ratio Christi in UNC Wilmington, has done an amazing job, and she designed these beautiful slides for us. So give her all kinds of shout outs. So Utah, 1 year mission trip. We are headed to Utah for 1 year. We're heading out in 2 weeks. We'll be there August 1st through the end of July in 2020. Now, question is, why are we doing what we're doing? Well, first of all, what is Ratio Christi? And so the goal of what we're trying to do is we're trying to go out there to start Ratio Christi chapters. So obviously the first question is what is Ratio Christi? Ratio Christi is a Christian apologetics club on university campuses all across the country. We believe that Christianity is the loving the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind. We don't necessarily do a great job in 21st century evangelical Christianity of helping students be able to love the Lord their God with all their mind. And so Ratio Christi is challenging both Christians and non-Christians to look at the evidence for Christianity. Is there even any evidence for Christianity? And we believe that there is. My background is actually as an attorney. And so, but I was not a believer for most of my life. And when I was sort of when I looked at the truth claims of Christianity as an attorney, it was became overwhelming to me that, man, this stuff is true, and I would love to work with college students to help them to get some good answers to their honest questions that I had when I was their age that I didn't necessarily get good answers to. And so that believing that Christianity is true, Jesus is who he claimed to be, and we can look at the scientific, the philosophical, the historic evidence for the truth claims of Christianity. So in 2012, I was an attorney practicing law in the Charlotte, North Carolina area. My wife and I, at the time, we had 3 kids, Adeline, Gardner, Mary Grace. And so we moved out here, or left the practice of law full time, and moved out to Wilmington, North Carolina to start the Ratio Christi chapter at the University of North Carolina, Wilmington. And so in the 7 years that we've been here, the chapter has now grown to at least an average of 40 to 60 students. We meet during the school year. We meet during the summer. You can see this picture here on your right as one of our school meetings. The top right picture, the left would be we meet on the summers at our faculty advisor's house. Mr. Simpson, Dr. Simpson, and his wife Cindy, who were just beautiful, amazing people, let us do all kinds of incredible stuff at their house. And so we meet there. We just met there actually last night. We meet in the summers. We have a chapter at the community college here in town. We do stuff with the high school students, middle school students. We did this. That bottom picture is a picture from a spring retreat that we do every year. So the ministry has just grown, and certainly been a blessing. I've been able to teach an apologetics class at Coastal Christian High School here in Wilmington for the last 6 years. And so anyway, God's just really blessed this ministry, and it's been really, really amazing to see what God has done in and through the ministry, and just really a place that students can come and ask their hard questions, and they can have honest answers and have people engage with their questions. So that's what Ratio Christi is, and that's what we've been doing for the last 7 years. So why Utah? Well, what's the need that we are addressing? Well, just say flatly, Mormonism is not biblical Christianity. Mormonism is not is not evangelical Christianity. This means it deviates from historic biblical standards of Orthodox Christianity, and so we believe that the Mormon people, the LDS people, need the real Jesus, and so there's a lot of ways which we can flesh this out. In fact, in future videos, we can talk about the ways in which Mormonism, LDS, Latter-day Saints theology differs from Christian theology in ways that we would say takes them outside of just a different denomination, but actually says that we just don't even believe the same thing. And they differ on the nature of God, they differ on the nature of Jesus, they differ on the nature of the gospel, the nature of the Bible. Can we even trust the Bible? And certainly I would say even in our understanding of the nature of truth. And so Utah is a forgotten mission field because less than 5% of the state of Utah is Protestant Christianity or evangelical Christianity. So this actually makes Utah the least evangelical state in the entire United States. Now most people think that it's somewhere up north. In fact, they just did a bunch of research on the least or the most post-Christian city in the country, and most people, I think Portland, Maine was number one. I know Burlington, Vermont was up there, but all these places up in the Northeast. But actually, when you remove the fact that Mormons are not biblical Christians, again, we just differ on so many things that just doesn't we don't believe the same thing. Now, again, it doesn't make us right just because we disagree. It just means that what we believe is very different than what they believe. So that makes Utah actually the least evangelical state in the country, and so we think it's super important for us to go there. You couple the fact with the fact that when people leave Mormonism, they are excommunicated from their family. The families are not supposed to have anything to do with them. And so it just means that there's a lot of pressure there, and into that pressure and into wrestling with these truth claims, we only have one person in the whole state of Utah right now, Tom Kaler, who is actually doing Ratio Christi full time. So the state of Utah is about 3 million people, only one person and one small club there at Weber State. It just started last year. We have some students that were actually trying to start a chapter at the University of Utah. And so hopefully we'll be able to help them. But Mormons rarely, LDS people rarely get a chance to hear the gospel, and we believe the gospel is the most important news we can share with anybody. The fact that apart from Jesus Christ, all of us are separated from the Father and cannot be reconciled to Him, and so we all need Jesus, the true Jesus. And so that's why we believe that the solution, obviously we are not saying we are the solution, but the way in which we're going to help towards the solution is by moving to Utah for 1 year to help set up Ratio Christi chapters in the state of Utah. Our immediate goal will be setting up a chapter at the University of Utah in Salt Lake City, and then also at Utah Valley University, which is just north of BYU, but our goal will be to engage all the campuses in Utah with the true gospel of Jesus Christ and to challenge, Mormons and atheists and everybody who is not Christian to understand the true nature of the gospel and to look at the evidences for Christianity. And certainly we think that that's what we're commanded to do in Scripture, certainly through Matthew 28. So what will we do? Well, we'll focus again on starting a chapter at the University of Utah and at Utah Valley University. We'll help the chapter that's going at Weber State. We'll also have an opportunity to work with chapters, Ratio chapters in western Colorado, eastern Washington, even Arizona, Nevada, hopefully get some things started in Idaho. So really just be a chance to be out there and engage with students, building up these chapters on college campuses all across the American West. We've learned a lot of really important things in the last 7 years being here at UNC Wilmington of what to do, what not to do. And so we're going to be able to take the knowledge that we've gained here in Wilmington and be able to apply that as we're helping to sort of fast track some chapters out there. We'll hopefully also be able to host groups from other Ratio Christi chapters from across the country to come out to Utah, so they can engage with the people, the students in Utah, build connections. The goal would be that we would be able, when we leave there next summer, that we could even come back the following summer on a yearly basis to build on the foundations and the connections that we'll make this next year, and that we could get students to come out there, and hopefully we can get people that would want to move out there and be a part of what God's doing in Utah, because we believe that it is so important. And so in order to do that, we do have to raise support. And so what we're asking people to do, and this was, we actually are full-time missionaries with Ratio Christi, been raising support since 2012. And, I've been doing some other things around here to make some extra money. I've been teaching, and so I'll lose that income and lose some other a bit of income, and plus the additional fact that it's just more expensive to live out there. Our rent's going to look almost double, and so we needed to raise about $4,000 a month to go out there and to be able to do all the things we're going to do. That would include all of the money that's taken out of our account from Ratio National that goes to supporting Ratio National. That would include travel, usually move out there. I mean, all the things that go into to moving. So it sounds like a whole lot, but the good news is, by God's grace, that we are actually $1,900 toward that goal, which means that right now, with sort of 2 months to go before we move out there, we are $2,100 a month short of where we need to be. Now, the other good news with that is that I've probably talked to 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 or 9 people that I think are going to support us on at least some levels, maybe a small amount. Again, we've got people doing $10 a month. We got people doing even up to $300 a month or $400 a month. And so we've got, I think within that, we'll probably have $200 or $300 of support per month. So realistically, maybe $1,800 is what we need to raise. So if you are listening to this and you have stayed through the whole presentation and you recognize the need for talking to people about why we believe what we believe, you recognize the Great Commission, you recognize that Ratio is a means by which we can engage students on the campus with the evidence for Christianity. You believe that is a valid approach, and we've seen all kinds of success in proclaiming the gospel on the campus and chatting with students about why we believe what we believe. And so you believe in what we're doing, you believe in the fact that of the Great Commission, you believe in taking the gospel to those that don't have it, then it seems like you would be really interested in supporting us financially, prayerfully, on our 1-year mission trip to the state of Utah. So if you are interested, and again, that could be $20 a month, that could be a one-time gift of, let's say 100. One of our friends is doing a one-time gift of $120. So whatever you can do is certainly appreciated, because we need to raise that support. And so if you see here, this is my online support form that I give to some people. But if you go right here, you see this donate online, you can go to this site. So it's just http ://aaronmarshall.ratiochristi.org. Click on, you go to that website. In fact, let's just, for the ease, that's not going to work, is it? Let's go to it, and I'll show you exactly how you would do that. So if you went right to, let's see, right here, so go to aaronmarshall.ratiochristi.org. It actually takes you to the eTapestry website. You click right here on Make a Donation. This, for whatever reason, we just don't worry about this. Go donate directly. Click Next. Now you are at my site where it's set up for me. You fill out this information. You can do a one-time donation. You can do a recurring donation. Say you want to do $20 a month recurring. Put in $20 a month. Put in monthly. You're good to go. You want to do a one-time donation. You can set it up that way. And then you can set it up as a credit card or debit card or EFT. Very easy to do, and would certainly be blessed if you would consider us as supporting us, because we, like I said, we need to raise the support before we head out to Utah. By God's grace, be fully supported before we leave in less than 2 weeks. We're heading out on Monday, July 29th, which today's Tuesday the 16th, so we've got about 13 days to go. We are super excited, trying to do a lot of stuff here as we plan for the trip. But if you're interested in learning more If you think, man, I'd like to, I'm interested, but I want to learn more about what you're doing, you can email me at aaronmarshall@ratiochristi.org, aaronmarshall@ratiochristi.org. You can call me, text me at 704-806-6696. But please contact me if you have further questions. Consider going on to to my website there, and again, supporting what we're doing as we are taking the gospel message to people that desperately need it. So, questions, concerns, contact me. I'd love to talk to you more about what we're doing and see if this is something that you would be interested in supporting. Even if you can't support us financially, please support us in prayer, as we'll be out there for a year. Certainly, a lot of spiritual warfare, but pray for those that are caught up in false gospel on our YouTube channel, and on videos over the next year. We'll go definitely into detail on what is the gospel, why is this a false gospel, what does it mean. Hopefully lots of interaction with people who disagree with me, so you have lots of conversation. But again, the goal is to try to help you understand why the only gospel that saves is the gospel of Jesus Christ, the true gospel of Jesus Christ as laid out in the Bible. And so thank you for listening. Super grateful for that. And I hope that you will consider supporting us prayerfully or financially as we begin our Ratio Christi 2019-2020 mission trip to the state of Utah. Thanks for listening.